Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving deep into the rise of one of the most powerful forces in the world of Renegade Immortal, the Soul Refining Sect, and how it went from near extinction to becoming a 9th-level cultivation country, all thanks to the strategic genius and unshakable will of one man, Wang Lin. Many fans focus on the power battles or legendary cultivation breakthroughs in the series, but the transformation of the Soul Refining Sect is a story that deserves just as much attention. Because what Wang Lin accomplished wasn't just personal growth, he changed the fate of an entire sect, and in doing so, shook the foundations of the cultivation world. Let's rewind to the beginning. The Soul Refining Sect wasn't always weak. In fact, it was once a highly respected force on Suzaku Star, possessing the influence and resources of a 5th-level cultivation country. Its foundation ran deep, with powerful techniques and rich spiritual veins. But time is cruel. Due to political suppression from the Suzaku nation and internal stagnation, the sect slowly declined. Its name faded into obscurity, and it became what people called a Shadow Sect, a former powerhouse struggling to survive, clinging to the remnants of its past. But change came when Wang Lin joined the sect. At that time, Wang Lin was still in the foundation establishment stage, far from the monster cultivator he would later become. Yet even in his early stages, he caught the eye of none other than Patriarch Donghua, a wise and far-sighted elder who saw something special in him. With Donghua's help, Wang Lin's cultivation was rapidly restored all the way to the late stage of spirit transformation. He wasn't just trained, he was entrusted with the sect's deepest secrets, techniques that had once made the Soul Refining Sect feared and respected. Tragedy struck soon after, when Zhukaisi, a powerful enemy, descended upon the sect. To protect Wang Lin and buy him time, Donghua gave his life. It was a devastating loss, but Wang Lin didn't falter. He advanced to the nascent soul stage and stepped up to become the new leader of the Soul Refining Sect. And under his leadership, everything changed. Wang Lin wasted no time. He launched an aggressive series of reforms and strategies designed to revive the sect, and not just restore it to its former glory, but push it far beyond. One of his first acts was a bold power move. He combined his original body with immense spiritual power to kill Li Yuanfeng, the Lord of the Snow region. This wasn't just a revenge strike, it was a calculated blow that reduced a 5th-level country's influence to a mere 3rd level, immediately shifting the regional power dynamic and announcing the return of the Soul Refining Sect. But Wang Lin was smarter than just brute force. He knew the importance of strategy and stealth. On the surface, the sect kept a low profile, acting like any other modest 5th-level cultivation country. But behind the scenes, Wang Lin began embedding his influence into 12 3rd-level cultivation countries. He even disguised powerful techniques, including parts of the Soul Flag system, as simple folk magic, making it nearly impossible for the Suzaku nation to identify and eliminate his growing network. It was infiltration by subtlety, a war fought in the shadows. One of Wang Lin's most brilliant innovations was his transformation of the 1 billion soul banner. Rather than using it as a static tool, he reconfigured it into what could be called a mobile spiritual vein bank, a source of spiritual energy that could be moved and tapped into wherever the sect needed growth or defense. This alone gave the Soul Refining Sect a strategic resource advantage no other sect could easily replicate. Then came the Soul Chain system. This organizational overhaul wasn't just symbolic, it enhanced cohesion, loyalty, and battlefield coordination across all disciples. Wang Lin also took a revolutionary stance by abolishing the traditional spiritual root theory, the outdated belief that only those with specific natural talents were worthy of cultivation. Instead, he welcomed all cultivators, especially those cast aside by other sects. This brought in a wave of hungry, determined new disciples who would become the fresh blood of the sect. And when the Suzaku nation tried to crush the sect with overwhelming force, Wang Lin turned the tables. He set a trap using one of the branch sects as bait. When the enemy attacked, he unleashed the full force of the 1 billion soul banner's main souls, activating the 10,000 soul devouring heaven array. The result? 3 powerful elders of the Suzaku nation were seriously injured, and Wang Lin immediately took the opportunity to expand the sect's influence into 3 additional 4th-level cultivation countries. This victory wasn't just tactical, it was a turning point. With this, the Soul Refining Sect officially ascended to the status of a 6th-level cultivation country. The dream of Patriarch Donghua was realized, but Wang Lin didn't stop there. In just 30 short years, a blink in cultivation time, the sect's spiritual energy concentration reached the level of old, well-established 6th-level nations. Wang Lin, ever evolving, stepped into the 3rd stage of cultivation. At this point, he refined the very core of the 1 billion soul banner into his personal magic treasure. The 37 main souls, combined with the power of the ancient gods, elevated the sect's techniques to a completely new level, a realm where soul refinement could shape entire worlds. With this advancement, the Soul Refining Sect severed its ties from the traditional cultivation alliance and carved out a new identity, an independent soul world floating in the void beyond the reach of ordinary forces. This was the eternal inheritance that Donghua had dreamed of, and Wang Lin had made it real. And the expansion didn't stop at Suzaku Star. Wang Lin established a branch in the land of monsters and spirits, integrating beast and ghost characteristics into the sect's teachings. The result was the birth of the monster-soul symbiosis technique, a new cultivation path blending the strength of spirits and monsters with traditional soul refinement. This branch sect didn't just preserve the legacy, it innovated and adapted, further spreading the Soul Refining Sect's influence across lands and even into foreign cultivation systems. Eventually, the sect reached the peak, the status of a 9th-level cultivation country, one of the highest honors in the cultivation world. From a forgotten sect barely holding on, the Soul Refining Sect became a dominant power with its own world, its own cultivation system, and its own path to immortality. And what about talent? Wang Lin knew that power without legacy is meaningless. He reformed the way disciples were selected, placing greater value on soul aptitude and combat potential. He simplified and distributed the sect's core techniques, including soul flag skills, to make them more accessible. This not only expanded the disciple base rapidly, but also ensured that the next generation was stronger, smarter, and more capable than ever. Some of these new cultivators were already touching the threshold of becoming supreme powerhouses, promising a future as bright as the present. So in the end, what does all this mean? Wang Lin didn't just rebuild a fallen sect. He reshaped an entire cultivation system, redefined its values, and led it to a level of independence and power that most sects could only dream of. From strategy to combat, from innovation to reform, he played the long game, and he won. Whether you see Donghua as the visionary or Wang Lin as the executor of that vision, one thing is clear. The story of the Soul Refining Sect is a masterclass in leadership, resilience, and evolution. And that's what makes Renegade Immortal so legendary. It's not just about raw strength, it's about how you use it, who you uplift with it, and how you shape the world around you. So what are your thoughts on Wang Lin's rise and the Soul Refining Sect's transformation? Was it strategy, destiny, or both? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of cultivation. Until next time, stay focused, stay curious, and as always, stay cultivated.